Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fish Tank. On this brand new episode of Fish Tank.
I was, I'm doing it for free, you're not paying me.
Hey, you do it for free.
I want to sell my skill to somebody because nobody knows what I built.
What are the distinct features and what is distinct about your POS compared to, I know you said offline, but outside of offline, online, what else?
If let's say Java House wanted to take up your system and they have 50 plus restaurants, okay? Can you sell it to them and say like, hey, I have something better?
Yeah, I can do that.
And you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Plus you are homegrown. If the rest are not local.
You see, I think being homegrown, that's not a
It does
solution.
matter to a lot of
Because
people.
for instance, let's say for now there's a car company which died. What is the name of it?
Obviously.
It's been bought, it might come back.
Maybe
By an undisclosed owner.
I'm sure maybe you have a car, but when you were buying it, you didn't care about seat foreign. You cared about can it solve your problems. Success to me feel in terms of the business or
Like
or
yeah,
life
how many
at large.
customers you want to onboard,
How much
or
money?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You
just
should think
wanna-
about that.
I just wanna enjoy life before I die. So if I create something my fellow human beings can use,
I like your
I can
honesty.
make some money. I'm cool.
Cool.
Another thing, we are still not registered in any way, which I feel that is very bad.
Registered in terms of?
Registering a business.
This is Kenya.
I think you have a very basic product. Elon Musk took 8 years to build a rocket.
I think I can say this. I'm not looking in a way of serving anybody.
Which is
If you
okay.
get something for free, congratulations. Maybe your business or somebody else pays me my product and solves the problem. I'm good.
But the point of
So,
doing
oh,
business is to make
Or
revenue.
you're just
To
hustling.
make
to make
to
revenue.
make enough money to cater to do what you want to do. Maybe I don't want money to buy a yacht. A lot of them kidogo ni-
But I feel like these are the basic features.
Yeah.
very basic,
that
very
too
basic.
basic to even talk about them.
I wonder why those people have not done it. In terms of becoming rich, you must do something which is it's not easily replicable, but it can
Exactly.
scale.
But yours is exactly easily replicable.
Definitely, but what if we scale?
Startups in general, we want to build and then we go to market. It doesn't actually work that way. They both need to be in parallel.
Hello, guys. I'm Vincent. I'm a programmer. I created what do we call it? It's basically a business management system. Let's call it a way where we prioritize POS. The other things are just additional things like payroll, And then the business is called Bizna Fiti. We launched around June in the test phase, and we have around four businesses, basically restaurants. So the way I came up with Bizna Fiti goes back to when I was on campus, Lily Toga campus, 2022. My goal was to come outside and, do something. I did computer science. Sijai value being employed or wherever. So I want to create something. And then around mwezi wa nne hapo, I came out, worked with my brother for some times. He has a construction company. And then the starting of this year, I feel like it's not going well. It's my bro, control hapa na pale, why are you doing this? So I left. I created some websites to my portfolio. Then I met a guy called, unaweza mwangalia Twitter, anaitwa Kuku Kienyeji. That guy supplies, just chicken
actually
around.
know him, yeah.
You know that person? So I thought
No,
like,
don't know him. I know of him.
okay, fine. So I was like, because I really wanted my skills outside there for somebody to pay me, I approached him. I told him, I'll create you a website and an admin dashboard. So somebody places some orders, you get them on the admin dashboard. And I can make the admin dashboard such that you can also record your sales in the shop. It'd be a complete product. Nanipeleka hivi. So I was, umse ananipeleka hivi hivi. I'm doing it for free, you're not paying me.
Hey, you do it for free.
I want to sell my skill to somebody because nobody knows what I build. So I feel like umse ananipeleka so much. So I told him, we're just gonna launch the product. Like, it's my website, then it's okay. So we didn't continue. But then, through the same period, I was working with a guy called Vincent. So now what Vincent does, anauzanga POS. Like when you go to an hotel, a restaurant, wait up, wanna type something. But then those systems are offline. The computer crashes, you don't have anything. So I was like, what if I change this dashboard to be a POS? I think it can make something. So I remember the first time around maybe I think somewhere around November or January. Sikumbuki vizuri. Nilienda Motitonde. There's a certain hotel there. So he sent me to repair POS there. So nikaenda hapo, we met a very problematic lady because the system inaitwa Unicenter. You just install. So the client says, I want it changed this way. You don't have the code. You can't do
No
anything.
customization.
So I was like, okay, akutulipa. But then I told Iva, we can create something like this and take it online. So it's like, yeah.
I hope you asked for money this time.
Sorry?
Did you ask for money?
Ask for money from the lady.
Yeah.
No, I'm being said by Vincent. So, kama utalipa, mimi utanilipa. You send me. It's your client. So I was just there. Mi ni mtu wa mkono hapo. So actually I was paid, but he really didn't get any money. So with Iva, we said, okay, we're going to do this. I told him, nitakuongeza kwa the repo. I remember when June was starting, tulipata client hapo Machakos. He was opening a club. So tukamwekea system ya offline. And on the other part of coding, tuko tumefika ile part ya we have to test because her POS needs a receipt, something of that kind. So that guy is called Dominic. I called him. Nikamwambia, unaweza nisaidia na printer. I want to test something because alikuwa na printer alinunua, but another one which was faulty because ilikuwa old. So I took it to the house. So when we were talking there, he called another guy called nasahau jina. He has a club in pale Machakos Junction here in Mombasa. So he told him, I got a guy who did me a good system. So the guy told him to niende huko kwake.
An eternity later.
So he was like, so unataka nikupe pesa ngapi? I really know. So nilimwambia, okay, you helped me to get another client. Nitafutie tu 10k nikunywe chai. That was cool. And that's how we started.
Oh my God! Wow!
Okay, so how many clients do you have currently
4.
using the
For
system?
restaurants.
For paying clients?
Yeah, all
paying
of them
clients.
paid. All of them paid. One is in Machakos. So when we go to this guy, nasahau jina yake. So ukienda pale junction ya kuenda,
There are so many names, I've even forgotten.
I forgot it.
Just tell us the locations.
I remember
So
Dominic and
ukienda
Peter.
pale junction ya Mombasa hapo Machakos, utaona a restaurant hapo inaitwa Backyard. So when he has that club ni restaurant ya kukula tu kienda. So when I was there, kuna mse anafanya kazi hapo. He told it's 2 clubs. Hapa kuna moja hapa na nyingine hapa. So he told him there's a system we are using which is good. So he pitched to that guy. That guy was cool. Okay, kuja tufanye ikiwork ni sawa. So now we onboarded that other business. There's somebody who said tulikuwa tumemwagia system ya kitambo Kitui. So I called him, nikamfanyia demo. He was like, cool. Then he's on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do they pay you per month to use the system?
Okay, that one, because we were in the test mode,
Yeah.
it was like, we just you give us some money, we onboard you. Because we're just
How much is
starting.
the money?
20,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I figured out in another way now, for us to get more users easily, we have to change the system in a way that you can register and then the system uses some access keys. So I can send those access keys to you to do a message, then you can start using. Then if there's any assistance, you can call us. I have updated that. I didn't have that.
So you are POS for restaurants?
POS for restaurants. Then we added some other module like payroll.
Okay, but what are the distinct features and what is distinct about your POS compared to? I know you said offline, but outside of offline, online, what else?
That's a very, to me, the way I've observed around, it's a very big difference we're bringing in the market. Another thing, we're bringing POS in the phones. Like in our hotel, it's not a must. Our waiters want to queue there just to place an order. They can place it on their phone. Something of that kind. We're making it easier. I was checking around. Another thing, we are making it to be very easier for people to use. I was checking around to see what other online POSs are in the market. And
So
most
you're
of them,
online and offline.
no, we are not offline.
You're online only.
Yeah, it's online. Then, so I saw like there are a lot of things which they haven't,
Like
there's
what?
a lot of links, go there, click here. Even the customer gets confused. So we are trying to just bring it on one URL and to get everything you want to do.
So if I'm on the computer, I get the same experience as mobile. How do you manage that? Because a POS on a computer, I haven't done enough of POS, but I see they have a lot of buttons, right? How do you get that experience moved to a phone? Or is it a slimmed down version of? Do you have a mobile version of your?
To make it mobile responsive.
Oh my God! Wow!
That's all.
Okay, but that's a lot of features you're moving into a phone. I don't know how is it?
No, you just change the structure, not features.
So you have a
not changing.
mobile version of your.
Everything, like every website has a mobile, Google everything. So why not a POS?
So it's the same URL, just mobile responsive.
Yeah, same URL.
Okay.
When you go to biznafiti.com,
Does it connect to a POS hardware, or is it you make a sale and then you record that you've made a sale?
what are you talking about POS hardware? What do you mean by that?
Like the hardware, you see, like say Pesapal. You know Pesapal? They have the hardware itself.
For example, if you swipe a card, it records transaction, or the POS is just purely software.
It's just software.
With the inventory there, and every time you make a sale, you record that you've made a sale.
Yeah. Basically, we make the features based on the people we find are ready to use it. Because now I've not met somebody who has that swapping thing. So I don't know how to implement it. But when somebody has it, we can do it now.
Yes, for the moment, how does it work?
Yeah.
If you put it in a club, how do they record transactions with your system?
So we have an inventory model where you put your stock, Guinness, Tana, or wherever.
Yeah.
Then a POS model where everything is sold. Like take your phone, click. Maybe you have 3 categories. Have a club and a restaurant at the same time. Click, get your different subcategories, beers,
Yeah.
Place an order. That's all.
So if I have a club, every time someone orders a beer, I have to record 2 Tuskers, 1 Pilsner sold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think there is any business which runs without keeping records.
Yep.
A lot of Dukas, right?
Yeah, then now that's why we are trying to.
They keep records just on paper.
Because I've been moving around and people really have a lot of difficulties in terms of, managing things with papers. You don't get analyses, everything. So that is the problem we are trying to solve.
Have you heard of Dukapak?
Nope.
So have you researched your competitors in the market who are actually mobile and mobile fast or actually are not standalone? They're actually enabled onto the cloud. So I think Dukapak sounds like it does that for the Dukas. But I think what I'm having a hard time understanding is outside of this ability to be on mobile, why would my restaurant move to Bizna Fiti?
Because you're going to manage your records easier. You can get control from where you are. Your restaurant runs maybe somewhere in Kawangware. You're here, you know what they are doing on real time.
Okay. Yeah. And here's the thing, like even as a business owner, if you come and sold me something, I'm going to manage my records easier. I'll be like, that's great. I think I'm doing an okay job with my Excel spreadsheet or my piece of paper. I think you should sell it. Maybe are you providing more visibility on sales? Am I somehow making more money? Just managing my records is not enough for me to jump onto your system and say, I will be using it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of we founders, every time we're thinking of inventing this, you want to come up with something new. We're not coming with something new. We're just improving what is happening in the market. If you want to keep your Excel, it's cool.
That means that's one less sale.
Yeah.
If I keep my Excel.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, because in the market there are a lot of things. Even when you shop, there are a lot of providers of what you are offering.
Yep.
So I'm not saying I'm trying to get everything to my software. I'm getting anybody who feels that they're going to be better for him and for his business.
So to your point, to the question that she had, can I come on to some features and stay away from some features? Or do I have to take it all? Like, let's say I want you to manage my inventory, but I have another system that's doing okay for sales. Can I take a piece of it?
Yeah.
Have
But
you
they want
tried
to
that, or
choose.
you're just saying yes?
I'm saying yes because all the features are there you use, which you feel like it's upon you now.
Yeah, I feel like this is a nice hustle business. Like you get 2 or 3 clients, they pay you some amount every month. It keeps you going. The biggest obstacle is there is like 100, if not thousands,
POS.
Yeah.
systems out there that have so many features than you have. Even perhaps some of your clients, this is a hypothesis, perhaps they've never used a POS system, so you are introducing them for the first time. Once they know about a POS system and they just do some Googling and they realize like, oh, I can get a better and cheaper version, they probably even move away from your system. So I feel like it's all this business you got them either through referrals, but if you had to put your system out there, do some marketing and say, hey, I have this business, I want people to come, I doubt the conversion rate will be high.
Well, because I've not tried, I didn't do any marketing.
Yeah.
Which I like. And I do think people underestimate the power of referrals, the power of like, I use this system and tell another club owner, hey, like, but we need to get you, I mean, it depends what your goals are. But that's a good thing, which
I can say I've not done any marketing around to know what happens. And so because we have already tried to see what works, and every client who onboards comes with a certain feature you want implemented, I think within the next 2 to 3 months, we'll have a product where we can onboard a lot of people. I feel like the POS market, because I've been doing a lot of research, moving around restaurants, seeing what is happening, most of them are just offline. That is one of
which is the most
improvement.
popular POS system in restaurants or bars?
I think
Simba?
Simba.
Yeah, Simba. I've seen
Yeah,
Simba.
I've seen Simba. I've seen a lot of people use Simba. So compared to what I have seen,
Is it a local one or it's Indian?
No, and actually most of them are
Outside.
bought. Yeah.
So what if instead of determining what new feature to put in there, have you considered taking a pause, looking at what Simba and the rest have, build that up into your portfolio, and then now you have a formidable, solution that you can actually do a lot of sales and marketing for?
But then why am I building if I'll just onboard everything what anybody else doing? I feel like making it minimum just to solving the problem arising there for now. And I think your model might be wrong because the client is the one who understands what he wants. We have an idea where I'm inventing a problem to solve. I feel like I need to approach the client and tells me, I want you to do this, and I do that.
But so in my experience, having personalized solutions for each of your customers, it becomes very expensive as you scale.
Okay, we are not just pushing every new thing you have, but you realize most of them are things which every business uses, for example. But because from the programmer perspective, sikufikiria like this thing is useful to the market, you realize the next business person needs it. Make this update in payroll, you realize somebody else needs it because the people in the business understand. Like it's more generalized, like how you pay people and how somebody else pays them. Hakuna a very big difference.
So are you maintaining one tenant though, I guess, across all your customers? Or is every customer keeping their own customization? Does each customer have their own copy that you're maintaining of code? Or does everybody get everything?
It's a lot of work. The only thing you have
Yeah,
is
it's a lot of work. That's why I'm wondering.
The only thing we have for you is the hardware. And the pay bill. You put your own pay bill. You connect your own printer. That is what you can do.
So if I get a new feature, me, customer 1, customer 4 gets a new feature, I benefit from it as well.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have a very big challenge with this business.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was in university and everyone was doing their 4th-year project, everyone was hospital management system. Then he builds it, then everyone takes it, changes the color, calls it library management system. And then somebody else, hotel management system. Because it's the most basic thing that everyone could build, which means I could replicate it in a day or 2. I could sit down and decide, okay, let me put together. So it means the barrier to entry is very minimal. And that converts to very big competitions there. Because I would challenge you, try to sell this system to someone you don't know or someone you've not been referred to, right? Just like somebody who you want to sell the value to them, especially a business that already has a POS system.
That is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And now we have around, from just talking to people, around 4 people we are supposed to onboard this week. I feel like from what you are talking about, the reason I said we're not trying to bring something new, I think the threshold of bringing new things in the market, in the terms of, in the computing world, somehow they are over.
But that's not that.
Let me say that thing. Okay,
Elon Musk is still doing crazy things.
But that is not in computing. That is in rockets. For now, what else will you do which is revolutionary? Apart from just making business run faster and better?
I think the innovation in computing, okay, there is the technical work of how everything is done. But from a business perspective, it comes from understanding the customer, what they want, what features you can build, and then figuring out how you can scale that, okay? The fact that you're not building something new, that's okay. And 99% of the business are not building anything new. They found a unique way either of selling or they've packaged features together that make it attractive to a business. And sometimes you get products because of reliability. Like, okay, why should I get an Airtel line versus Safaricom line? Then you compare services. Both of them have the same equipment. Both of them have almost the same systems that they use. But the experience you get to them is very different. So the question would be, if let's say Java House wanted to take up your system and they have 50 plus restaurants, okay? Can you sell it to them and say like, hey, I have something better?
Yeah, you can do that.
And you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Then do it.
And what's the better part? I guess, how do you distill what's better? Because I think what I heard from you that's unique, your unique proposition is real-time visibility, right? Over and above that, if I'm on Simba, I'll want everything on Simba and real-time visibility. So I guess the challenge I have for you and maybe the rest do is go see what the Simbas are doing, build that, because I'll expect that as a customer, and then add in the real-time visibility. And then now you have a competitive advantage, plus you are homegrown. If the rest are not local.
I think being homegrown, that's not any
It does
solution.
matter to a lot of
Because,
people.
for instance, let's say for now there's a car company which died. What is the name of it?
Obvious.
It's been bought, it might come back.
Maybe
An undisclosed owner.
I'm sure maybe you have a car, but when you are buying it, you didn't care about it foreign. You cared about, can it solve your problems?
My lord.
So I don't think trying to build a business around and make it Kenyan, it doesn't make sense to me. So I've seen Simba operate. I've operated it. I've seen Unicenter. When I was telling my story, I told about a client who chased us away, implementing that. I even called her when I started, Bizna Fiti was on, but that time she told me she had gotten another one. So the things which I've seen around from business people in the perspective of most of them, like, would realize if you have a small hotel somewhere, you're doing something else. So you want that business to run without losses, and a lot of people really steal for businesses.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are not like the employees don't want to use our system.
Yeah.
Because they feel like now
brilliant visibility.
it's very like you sell somebody something, I can see it when I'm so you see now, which means now for the business owner who is our customer, he's ready for our product. So nothing else we
Who are you
want.
targeting, like in terms of the restaurants and the bars? Like what locations are you?
Anyway, okay, any business, any area, because now since I left school, nimekuwa naishi Machakos, so I want to come now to town and try to make it. So long as it's a restaurant, okay, we haven't tried with other businesses, like maybe a pharmacy, but it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
You need a POS, an inventory, maybe a payroll to pay your people. So the other, if we nail it with the restaurants, because restaurants have have another feature like the rooms. You have some rooms, you need people come and book, vitu kama hizo. So we have already nailed that. When you come to, like, you go to something like let's say another business in hardware. Actually, watakuwa wanahitaji to the POS, maybe inventory. So those are the business we have tried to, and I'm sure trying to scale to the other businesses, it won't be a challenge.
It won't be a challenge.
Yeah, because now it goes to the aspect of marketing and telling people why what you have is better. It's not in the technical part. In terms of coding those features,
I think
it's
you
very
will be
easy.
surprised.
Very surprised. You're about to get one of your first hardest lessons.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
It's challenging. When I do things, I'm like, I want to employ the Elon Musk way of doing things. Okay, we are trying to fix the engines, the heat shield, let's launch. Something went, let's fix that. Instead of trying to make something like, I don't know what keeps you
I
busy.
agree. I agree with that model. Launch and iterate.
Yeah,
but
see what works and what doesn't
it's
work.
interesting that you're already thinking of going into a different vertical, and I don't think you've exhausted your
bars and
restaurant.
No, I'm not.
and
I'm
bars, 'cause
saying
even in that space, it sounds like you're working with smaller restaurants. Have you done load testing with larger restaurants?
I think okay, it's bad to monitor what businesses do, but anyway,
It's very good.
it's bad because now, okay, for instance,
Why do you think it's bad to monitor what businesses do?
where it's bad? Okay, when I say here, for example, there's a business which made around 3.4 a month. I don't think that's a small business. Okay, it's
Absolutely
small,
not.
No.
but it's not such small. So we're not trying with the people who make around
mean, there are startups that
10K,
wish to make that
20,000.
money.
So when we do a business with that, we realize okay, let's say we are trying with businesses in the middle, not the hatujafika huko juu, the big restaurants. We are still, but hizi za chini kabisa. Mtu wa hiyo, maybe you create him a free account.
No, I
to
think what
test
I
and
meant
see it.
was more of have you put load on your system, right? You have four restaurants? I think I would recommend get a lot more, see where the edge of your solution is from a capability perspective.
That
Before
comes
you even
to
think of
scaling the
moving-
code, right?
Scaling
Yeah.
code, scaling
Because when you have
resources,
a lot of users,
compute resources.
Now the compute is being used more, so you scale on that. For now, we are trying to mostly fix the product, because now where are you scaling a bad product?
I mean, for me, I think I'd recommend, I don't see anything particularly wrong. Maybe just stick to your target demographic and target restaurants. And maybe those are that are underserved, they're not using a system. Yeah?
I think
Not the Javas, I think they will not even
Definitely,
bat an eye.
yeah,
Like they'll
definitely.
be like,
That one I know.
okay.
And
But you said you were going to go to Java.
But then
That is not a big deal.
I'm saying now, let's say, for example, okay, let's say now going back to the records, to the rockets thing. I love rockets. So let's say, for example, now SpaceX want to go to the moon. So first of all, what do? Create the rocket, try to reach orbit. Can you nail that? Fine. Let's go do some more rounds. Let's go to, if now you are telling me about Java, that is in the moon. So I won't say tomorrow I'm going there to tell them, I have a solution.
Okay.
It'll be dumb. But for now, when I nail it with the small businesses around, I know even we can maintain the market there.
Yeah, and as
There's
you're
no
saying,
point of being hijab.
you've seen the records of businesses. I assume they're in Machakos making a 3.4 million or something a month, which is pretty good money. And maybe if you can focus in those regions, those areas that are underserved, I do think there are probably not people serving them that well. And if you figure out how to serve them, but you'll need to do a lot of just door to door. Referrals, figure out your marketing, figure out your sales, and also sell it in a way you're saying this is going to make you more profitable.
Yeah, sure. I feel like, so now we want to launch the subscription model where you can come online, maybe pay a month, maybe 1,000 or something. So now we can target more businesses. Because for now, if I keep on, the challenge is marketing because you need a lot of resources. We have 2 people on board, me and my friend, so we just develop. And then,
but I think
my
sometimes
friend
that's the best model as you're starting.
Yeah, I understand.
When you're
But then when
selling
it comes to the marketing, I'm the one who is doing it. You realize?
How do you market?
I have not done the apart from those referrals I got. So I wanted to implement this model of printing the business cards and move to the businesses and explain them. Because a POS is very challenging to try to explain to somebody when, Kombali. So you need to see like, a demo, then you can understand it. So if you have around like 5 people doing that, I'm sure the conversion rate might be a little bit higher compared to me doing it alone.
I agree.
I mean, but there are clever ways of doing that, right? You can do like a click-through video. You can maybe even recommend joining the business communities and find a place where they're all together and do just a mass demo. There are ways of scaling just yourself, but it sounds like the target market. So shout out, I'm from Machakos. People are from Machakos. It sounds like if you focused on that,
You have a restaurant?
we don't have a restaurant. Good job on that. But that size of city, you target that across, right? Because those folks, maybe the Simbas are not targeting them.
Yeah.
And
Actually, they are there. I feel like
maybe
because one of the other thing we our system needs internet, right?
Yeah.
And some of those in the rural areas, very few of them have internet already. So, but then ukiangalia town, because we have also had clients around Nairobi for that other system. Yeah, and unapata they just have a Wi-Fi, for the customers, so we can utilize that. It should be easier for them to come on board because we are using the things they already have. You have your printer, you have your internet, nothing else you're buying, so you feel like it's better. I can observe this. If it's real time, I can observe where I am. That's good.
And so what does success look like for you when you know, okay, Bizna Fiti is doing well?
Success to me, what will I say?
Bizna ni Fiti.
Success to me, feel in terms of the business or life
how many
at
customers you want to onboard,
How much
or
money?
yeah.
I don't know.
You just think about that.
I just wanna enjoy life before I die. So if I create something my fellow human beings can use,
I like your
I can
honesty.
make some money, I'm cool.
Cool.
And
Don't want 50 billion on
because the
whatever.
reason I'm asking is it will also help you with your pricing strategy. Yeah, it will help you know, even with this subscription model, maybe tiered pricing. How do you keep stickiness of subscriptions are very tricky.
Yeah.
These are all things like if you know what your end goal is, it will help you be able to structure. Now that once you get to a stable place for your product, you'll know where you want to reach, and then you'll be able to kind of walk in that direction if you know what that looks like.
Okay, for now, for the next, because we only have 4 people for businesses. I don't think that's very, very good to assessing as you said, the load we can take. So for the next maybe couple of months, try to make them wafike karibu using the one-time sale. Because nanipea 30,000, I bring you on board. Then we understand how the system will do for us to make the next steps. Okay, another thing, we are still not registered in any way, which I feel that is very bad.
Registered in terms of?
Registering a business.
This is Kenya.
Okay, yeah, I understand that, but when, for example, let's say KRA comes to you and says, I want to know the people who have been using your system, if they pay taxes, what will I do?
You have no way of knowing.
Yeah. None of you. How do you know?
You only help them make sales.
When you manage the inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they pay taxes or not.
That is not your problem.
But do you think I feel like it's a good thing just to be registered in any way?
Of course, if you're going to be a serious business. Yeah.
Because now, let's say,
Eventually.
because we want to be a serious business. So now we can, let's say this week, register the things and be on board. Then now I kickstart the marketing. Because sijaifanya any marketing apart from sharing things. Because the people I shared with, my friends, helped us fix a lot of bugs, which could be very. You see, we are dealing with a business, huh? And you mess something, somebody lost a lot of money. It's on you. So it's better you understand the product with fewer people.
Yeah.
Then you can scale now.
I wanted to get to your point about Elon Musk trying to get to the moon and so on and so forth, and taking that approach. I think you have a very basic product. Elon Musk took 8 years to build a rocket, right? And
80, no.
he didn't fly a rocket to the 8th floor, come back, fly it to.
You see, interrupt kidogo.
Yeah, the idea is
they are building on what other people did.
Yes, the idea
They're
is
also building
this
on
is
what
just a
other people are
record
doing.
keeping system.
Yeah.
It's just delete and insert, right? Those are the operations that
These are
happen.
the sales I made this month, this week.
And
Can I add more people?
Yeah.
Can
So
I,
it's the most basic thing you learn in computing, right? The most
100%.
it's the most basic thing. And to me, that's not enough to build a business. The value prop is too low. So instead of marketing, I would think more effort should go into okay, now that I've had 4 people interested, how can I build more things so that I can get even more people interested? Because I guarantee right now, if I just go online and say,
so many.
I want a free record-keeping system, I'm sure I'll get one.
They're there, yeah.
What you're saying is true.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, I don't think you create business because you have a unique product. A lot of things we are buying around are not unique. Tissue, kuna mtu anauza
but you're forgetting something. While tissue is not a unique product, the person has figured out how to manufacture it at a very low cost, so he can beat competitors on price.
But I'm doing it at a very low cost.
Yeah.
Oh, they pulled it free.
But I can get it for free, so there's nothing lower than free.
There's what's lower than free.
I think I can say this. I'm not looking in a way of serving anybody.
Which is
If
okay.
you get something for free, congratulations.
God have mercy upon us.
Me, your business, so somebody else pays me, you have my product and solves the problem. I'm good.
But the point of
So,
doing business is to make revenue.
Or you're just hustling.
To make revenue.
To make enough money to cater to do what you want to do. Maybe I don't want money to buy a yacht.
I'm a simple man.
So
But
if I get
it's a big, it's a long way from
but you're missing a
0 to
point
yacht.
here.
Yeah.
I think there is, in my opinion, there is doing business and there's hustling, right?
for now I'm asking.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah. And that's what I was about to say. Hustling is just, how can I just make a shilling, 10 shillings so I can keep life going? And when you're hustling, value proposition and how to set up your business don't really matter, right? I'm okay running this business for a year and it dies, and next year I'll do something else, right? But when you say, I want to think like a businessman, you start thinking about branding, you start thinking about which category should I, because you want this business to last for the next 10, 20 years. Yeah.
Do you want it to last for the next 10, 20 years?
I want. Okay, let me, approaching this, I know what you're saying, but let me give you a real-time example. When you check around, when was PayPal built? Around
Many years
2000
back.
there.
Yeah, many years
For
back.
you to be on board, they would even give you some money to deposit. Leave alone it being free. Because you are enticing people to come on board. When you have a lot of people on board, you can easily scale it to be a business, not an hustle.
But
for now, we don't have any. A lot of people, we can start with strategizing.
But you see,
But
you're-
we're in a
way.
very different place than when PayPal was there. PayPal was the only or one of. You're not one of. So now, I think Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, what we're saying is you validated your business model a little bit. Now, think of how else to distinguish yourself, right?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go talk to the 4.
As a business owner, you get a POS, which has a payroll, inventory. Okay, so let's say you have some rooms. You have, what else do you want built? I build that.
It depends, but for me,
Bring it, we build. We can build.
But you're forgetting something. Part of also how you structure business is also looking at competition.
Yeah.
For example, right now, if you want to go to telecommunication business, right? I think the license to just operate a telecommunication business is like 5 billion Kenya shillings. But that mere fact, it means no one can get, very few people can get in that market, which means it's just high barrier to entry. So you know that as long as CA keeps that amount to 5 billion,
it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard for other people. So I can, there's a certain way I can operate. If CA tomorrow says we are moving this to 1 billion, then you know even radio stations will now become telecommunications company.
Sure.
You're in a market where the barrier to entry is so minimal that you have to think about competition. In some cases, you're right, you don't have to think about it. But in your case, you have to.
Yeah, I understand. I have to think about competition and work towards beating it. But I can only beat competition through building, right?
That's true.
Apart from being a better seller. Like when we talk about Steve Jobs, he was not an inventor, he was a good seller. He used to sell things. Steve Wozniak built the computer.
I detest that because Steve Jobs, that's a very bro, because when it comes to the actual UI, UX, he was really involved in the field. He said, whoever will win on UX. And they spend a lot of time on the field, right? So what are you spending your time on?
Now, let's come to your point now. So he spends a lot of time in the field, right? One thing which I couldn't spend a lot of time in the field because I have a lot of basic features which were not there. Like you couldn't even figure out how to print. So now once you have done the basic things, now we can now start being out to the market. Now, we now provide the product. What you are saying is right. I understand what you're saying. But from my own programming perspective, if now we say, let's build something, let's make it better than the other people. The only thing I'm trying to understand, I have checked around. If you utaenda uangalie Bizna, Fiti will check. The thing I realized they are doing it, the UX, a lot of them, a lot of them, you go check the online. Kuna moja inaitwa User Point. So I checked User, created an account. So I created an account, natumwa hapa, and I'm a programmer, so I understand. We are not talking about somebody who doesn't understand about computers. Go there. There's another link going there. That is the POS there. Go to email, with just making it flow easily for the user. We are starting to catch up with the competition.
So that is your unique selling proposition.
I go and check what they do.
Not yet there.
Now it's there. Like you are in the link of Bizna Fiti, you're accessing your POS, your payroll. You are not another link loading somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
You're something else. No, the way I was talking about the subscription model. So I want you come, you register because the business operates in this. Every business gets 2 access keys. It's very simple. When we just need to separate the management from the normal users. Let's talk about waiters and cashier. Utaki kuja hapo uone kwa platform, kuna account ya manager there. So that's why we give you 2 access keys. One is for the management. Like nobody knows if the management here. Another one is for normal users. Yeah, admin view. But the admin view is still on the same link. Nothing else is loading from that.
But I feel like these are the basic features.
Very basic.
Too basic to even talk about them.
I wonder why those people have not done it.
I wonder.
I can go to another.
If it's that basic, but you've nailed it, then it sounds like you'll capture the market very easily. Can it be that easy?
You see, the problem with, let's say, if I want to get to the car market, right? I have to build a car with the same features as a normal car and do a little bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because for example, the way I was telling you, okay, for the last, since after I worked with my bro,
Yeah.
that time I was working as a foreman, I was constantly engaging business people. What if you get something which works? So I've already building on what I have collected so far. After that, now we went to the business of installing the real POS. So Vincent is a very good guy. So he gets the business. Okay.
And you're Vincent, right?
Yeah. The other one is a Vincent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Vincent gets the client and calls me. We have a client somewhere in, let's say, Mombasa. That is the number. Chukua fare, go. So I'm there dealing with the client, onboarding the products, knowing what the client wants. So up to where we are, we have already built on the clients have come across what they want. And who are using the system already, hawajaniambia, bring new features.
And
So
how-
when I meet people say, okay, improve it.
So
Fine,
how
go with
you
that.
you able before you converted them from another? They were already on another system.
Yeah, there was another system.
I guess those early adopters, maybe you tap into those and say, what is it about my product you loved? And then that could be your marketing pitch, because they'll tell you it was ease of use, it was this. But as we've all said, you have to now look at what is it I'm going to be telling people about Bizna Fiti, because it's like you're coming and telling me this is a dress.
Fine.
I mean, you can wear this dress or you can leave it. You're not giving me conviction
I
to
get
jump
you.
on.
I get you. No, so now let's talk to the current client who is coming on board. They have already another system in their club. So the guy mwenye alikuwa anafanya the other side told the manager, the owner of that club, we have a system where you can get your things on real time, where we are, things of that kind. Only that made that guy to call me, do him a demo and say, install on Monday. So I feel like nailing those things for now will
It's
give
good
us
enough.
some clients.
But
Because
what
now,
if Simba tomorrow hears about that and makes their system real time? Or Uza point, you know?
look, you see, okay, to me, I don't have a problem with that. Let me give you an example.
You don't believe in competition, huh? You
Yeah,
just
I believe in competition, but how the competition I believe in may the best product win.
Sure.
Let's say, for example, now going back to rockets, every other person is the European Union. They are launching rockets, but Elon Musk's rockets the booster is reusable. Only that we are not throwing it in the ocean. The booster is reusable. I think, if I'm not wrong, SpaceX and Tesla somehow they don't patent things. I think I'm not wrong. They don't. They give it for free, implement the technology. So if Simba can do what we are doing and capture some part of the market as we serve the other part of the market, it's cool.
good.
okay. I think let's wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts on his?
I've seen companies like this struggle a lot because you'll get to a stagnation point where your product is not very differentiated from any other. Getting new customers is a problem, and assume you grow your team where you have a payroll and your infrastructure overheads go up. Then you realize this business can't go anywhere.
Okay, to talk about, I think I've seen that problem with a lot of new found. That's why a lot of Kenyan startups are going out of market. For example, let's for instance refer to Copia.
Yeah.
I think Copia was funded a lot. How many? Around some billions.
Correct.
They have a lot of the operational cost. A lot of a
Overhead.
lot of
Overhead.
staff, coders, and wherever.
Yeah.
Yet they are not even the product was just that good. They are not improving on that. For now, we can keep it very low. 2 people, we have already built something like that. Maybe for the next, when people come along, we need around maybe 2 to 3.
Which is okay. I'm just saying, look at how long will it take you to get 10 customers. Okay?
I think we can take because I've not done any marketing.
Correct. This I'm
If
saying.
I go there and start approaching those people, then I bring them
and
on
you're assuming
board,
it
I
will
will
be,
know.
you assume it will be very easy to convert them.
To me, I think I'm not saying it might be very, 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 very easy, but if somebody drops what is using our product without just less than 20 minutes,
There is an assumption there too.
It's not an assumption because I remember, for example, the client we talked about, the Kitui client, it was like And this is very simple to use. Actually, I'm doing the demo on phone. Okay, click here. The other things is already done because you can see, okay, I can click here, I can see it. So for now, we want to capture the market based on making a simple product which solves the problem. Yes, there's a lot of things which we can add in the
I think
future.
this is a problem of being too simple, right? You can create a
Really?
simple product, but you compensate on other things.
Like
Maybe
what?
maybe I don't know. I don't have anything on top of my mind, but I know. Let me ask you: why can't someone who sells maize on the road become rich? Because anyone else can just set up next to him,
I
right?
think because one of the things, in terms of becoming rich, you must do something which is not easily replicable, but it can
Exactly.
scale.
But yours is exactly easily replicable.
Definitely, but what if we scale?
How,
We
but
have
how
a lot
do
of
you
people.
scale?
Because, for example, now
Okay, I
as
think
we are
maybe-
talking, Safaricom, you told me this, Safaricom and Airtel hakuna difference, but why? Safaricom scaled, right? They came with this thing
But you see,
fast.
they identify Airtel, their scratch cards are 250. Let's introduce a 50 bob scratch card. You see, there are those things which they realize make difference. You have, according to what you presented, you've not identified what will
Your
make you,
differentiator.
what will differentiate you. Say, okay, maybe links are here, they're not there. That can be fixed in a day or a month with some programmers. So you don't have to invent, but you have to figure out something that distincts you. It doesn't have to be technology.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
let's come
and I
to-
think that's a very important point. It does.
Yes.
It can even be something as simple as your customer service. If you are available for them, if you go for it's like it. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be the technology,
Yeah.
and you
Sure.
need to figure that out. And I also think I do want to just wrap up like views form. So I'll just let's just
Yeah,
go next.
what to that point, I think I know you brushed off the localization aspect, but this is Kenya, and with the last few months and everything, there's a bit of patriotism there that you can lean into. If you're not going to improve your product, think of how else you can distinguish yourself and why people would come to you. I think that's something, I know you're brushing it off right now, and I understand because you're at, level 0, but now you're at level 1. Level 1, you have to play a bit differently. So think of how am I going to capture that scale, that market you're talking about. You have to really sit down and think of what's my business model, what's my price point, how do I even market my product, right? And to do those things, you either have to use processes, new processes, better customer service. You are local to a Kenya, whatever that is, but you have to find something.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, because already now, as well, guys, you will go and check the product. You tell me because we have already fixed the basic things a business needs to run. Now we can sit down and think about what is the mass marketing aspect. What are we want to tell our
What's your
customers?
story?
I didn't feel what you have saying is true. We'll use it, but I didn't think it's cool. No, okay, not even cool, useful to start thinking of how you market without having what you want to market. So because at level 0 we have what we want to market. Now based on those ideas you have given me and everything else, we now sit down and because we want to roll it to the market from the people who just know us to people who don't know us, we'll understand how we're going to package it.
The only
and
thing
then
I'll
go
say to
the-
that is, and for startups in general, we want to build and then we go to market. It doesn't actually work that way. They both need to be in parallel.
Yeah.
You need to parallel both. So now bring in the marketing aspect and start thinking of that. But anyway, maybe we hand off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think I agree with both of them. You're like in an ocean with so many POSs, so many. You need to have a differentiator. And I think also focusing on technology does not have to be a differentiator.
Sure.
Yeah. You can figure out what frustrates. Maybe they are frustrated by the Simba's customer service. Can you beat them on that?
Sure.
Kenyans love that personal touch that, I can call you, you can come here within an hour. Figure that out. It's going to be tough. But figure out how you can stand out from the rest is all I can say. But it's a validated need in a business. So yeah.
Okay. We're gonna figure out how to do that. What I want to say is it's good. I feel happy I was here. Made people listen to what I was saying and have brilliant ideas. So now we can move to the next level from level 0 to level 0.1. That's amazing. That's useful. We're gonna use it and see what does as we live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wishing you the best.
Thanks for having me here. Hello, Kenyans and business owners around. I'm Vincent Mumo. I and my friend, we have created a good business solution for people who want to manage their businesses better. It's called biznafiti.com. Once you go there, there's a part of where you can do a demo, interact with the product. In case you see any challenges you need fixed, you can call us, and then we'll help your business. So from me, I wish you well, and I welcome you to use my product.